Brooklyn Independent Television.
The New York Women's Foundation and the Circle of Sisters for Social Change recently celebrated 25 years of philanthropy at the Brooklyn Museum. And in the backdrop of this year's tight presidential race, reporter Fred Brown was at the event where attendees spoke about the organization's mission, issues of concern for women in the current election, and the need for increased local leadership.
So I do recognize that this is a debate night, and yes, and we want to make sure that you get out on time to go watch the debate. But I do want to say that neither debates nor polls elect presidents. So what we need to do is to get out and vote, right? So I just wanted to say that. Remember that.
It's important to have everyone sitting at the table where the decisions are made. What we notice is many times policies are very well intended, but they were not crafted with the perspective of the user, with the perspective of the community that is actually going to live and either benefit or implement those policies. So in order for people to be at tables, they need to be perceived as experts, as people that know what they're doing, as leaders. This evening, we are honoring 2 not-for-profit leaders and 1 small business leader, in addition to recognizing a government figure in Charles HYNES, the DA in Brooklyn.
Well, I'm really excited about this honor because the New York Women's Foundation does such vital work, helping to support women and girls, our next leaders of the world, and to be honored by them is really an affirmation and confirmation of what I've tried to do, not for my life, but also for my daughter's life and all of our daughters' lives, to really encourage everyone to live fearlessly and understand that you are the only thing that limits what you can possibly achieve.
I think I remember being empowered at the age of 5. And I can remember the very thing that happened. In kindergarten, at the PTA meeting, I remember the kindergarten teacher telling my mother, when we're supposed to be playing with blocks, she wants to write on the chalkboard. This child has a mind of her own. And my mother said, and that was supposed to be kind of a dig, not a good thing. My mother said, well, who else's mind should she have? And I stood tall.
And I'm so thrilled to be honored with Rita Zimmer, who has done such a marvelous job in making Drew House a reality. So I look forward to future collaborations with the Women's Foundation. I'm sure there's lots of things we can do over the next several years.
To the New York Women's Foundation, you set an extraordinary record of how you fund so many of us and make it possible for us to grow and to succeed. But one thing we ask the women when they come into any of our houses is, what do you need to succeed? And in a way, I think that's the lesson I've learned from the New York Women's Foundation, and I just want to thank you because I think you taught me, that's the thing you used to ask us, what do you need to succeed?
And I guess I think that as we approach an election, which is a very important election, that we really need to pay attention to the needs of women and who is really looking to serve women and their children and really sees that the needs of the women and children are met. And I think it's a very important time because we see very little discussion about what are the services that women and children need in this country, not only in this country but in New York City.
So I stand here and I reflect on leadership, but I really stand here with the young people in my heart. I stand here for them, for the people who will never be recognized for the work that they do and the commitment that they put forth to end gender-based violence. As I reflect on leadership, I think it's about doing the best you can with what you have and the opportunity provided. I think it's about showing up even when it's hard, and I think it's about, at times, leading with blind faith.
After attending an event of this nature here at historic Brooklyn Museum, what would you say to President Obama and candidate Romney about what they need to have their eyes on?
Well, first of all, I know the debate is tonight, but I think tonight was a clear example of an event that they should have actually been at to see the enthusiasm, to see the visions, to see how women are empowered, how they empowered each other.
That we need to have policies that not only talk about taxation, but policies that talk about wage policies, compensation policies, because the majority of the families are losing their earning power.
From a woman's perspective, I think it's really important for us to let all the candidates know that we have a voice, and it's important to listen to that voice. Our voice represents families, our voices represent communities, our voices represent all the cultures and ethnicities that make up the fabric of this country.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at bricartsmedia.org/BIT.